And in this sobriety, I plan on getting quite personal and maybe lengthy. I know that I've been vowing to cut these down to just 2, 3, 4 minutes. But this one here, I'll be speaking about a man who's in a struggle. Um, he doesn't know that I'm paying tribute to him here, and I don't have his permission. And I'm friends with his daughters, and they don't know either. I haven't talked to them. I do not have their permission. But this is just simply a tribute. Throughout this entire time, I will not say names, and I will not be very descriptive. I will be as protective as I can over their feelings and emotions. And I don't need to describe everything that I know, and I don't even know everything, but so I'm paying tribute to a very, very meaningful man in my life, and he may not have made much of an impact in my sobriety. He certainly knew about most of it. I don't want to say all of it. I've known this man all my life. A real dear friend, his family, to my family, and to many other families in this small community, a series of communities, small communities. Like the biggest one of this school district is about 3,000 residents. He played a big part in a lot of people's lives, and he and my parents have been, well, they went to school together when they were kids, so they've been friends all of their lives. And I guess to make one thing pretty clear for you, you of course no names. This man's struggle right now is just simply health. And he's been hospitalized and he's under care today and has been for a little while. And he's been in and out of rehab. But I will clarify. Sorry, I had trouble with that word. I will clarify. This is just physical rehab, body. The leader of the band is tired, and his eyes are growing old. Aren't those lyrics from a song? So yeah, I mean, I might as well just disclose my age of 53, and this man is my parental's age. And, you know, there's the cliche of, oh, that's my second father. Yes. I'm his third son kind of thing, you know. You know how you make somebody who is very close to you and has tremendous impact on you, you make them a second or a third father or mother or what have you. And I know that this man's wife affectionately called me their son, jokingly, but I can say that, you know, memories bring me back to like childhood and 8, 9, 10, 12 years old. Many families, 5 or 6 or 7 families would all bond together and take a summer trip to the ocean for 4 or 5 days, and our family was always with them. having a grand old time. This guy is a comedian. Um, he's a source of laughter. And he would visit in the summer to swim in the pool at my parents' house. So, I mean, I honestly saw him almost every single day. He was a longtime teacher in the school system. He was a longtime basketball coach. In the communities, he served in a Catholic church, served on the fire department. I may be incorrect, but I think he was chief, maybe interim basis at some time. But he served on the volunteer fire department for years. I think he helped run bingo, the fundraising bingo nights. He may have even called the bingo, which apparently takes some skill, you know. I think it takes a sense of humor, to be honest with you. But I remember as a kid, and I was at bingo, and he was there. He helped people get jobs, you know, young people like teens and kids coming out of high school. You know, he was a liaison and helping kids, especially the farming industry in this area. And I want to make sure I'm emphasizing, you know, this man has had a heck of a life. He's just a beautiful soul, a dear friend. He knew, undoubtedly, he knew what was going on with me wherever I was living, and how I was doing. I bet it can be described as how I was not doing. And I know he was a fan of mine, and he was rooting for me. I'll just tell you that he knows, not just through me, about addiction. And it tears my heart even to this day. And I will say it, that that's a dad. He and his wife lost a son. A born son, okay? To the sickness. And I know who he was. And it was very sad, and it really tugged on my emotions when there was news that you know, I had just entered sobriety. I think within months, I was trying to get it. You know what I mean? Like, some things were coming together. I was out at meetings and meeting new people, and I guess you could say starting to work a program, change some habits, trust some different things, you know. I saw this other man walking through town, and I was driving. It was an evening. I mean, the conditions were not terrible. It wasn't like a thunderstorm, lightning, or cold and snowy. Or it wasn't like 106 degrees and the sidewalks were hot and the rubber of the sneakers melting on, you know, the sidewalks. But I saw him walking toward where he lived, which wasn't far from where I was living. Just, I think I counted it earlier today. I counted 6 houses, same street, 6 houses apart is where this other man lived. But I was driving in the opposite direction that he was walking, and I thought about, yeah, turn around and pull up next to him and Tell him to get in and let's go for a ride. Let's ride. He didn't have far to go. And he was carrying a brown bag. I knew what was in it. I think it was, pretty customary. But I drove like another block and I kept thinking I should turn around. I should turn around and ask him if he feels like talking ever. Does he have anything he would want to reach out to somebody about? Let him know that I could be that guy. And, he probably only had about 2 more blocks to walk. And by the time I turned around, he'd be 1 block closer. And I decided not to. And I'll never forget, I guess I call that a moment, when I could have had a moment, I guess. The opportunity to have a moment. So I'm new, and what would it be like if somebody with a 12-pack or whatever it was in the brown bag hopped in my car, and, maybe I could have smelled it, but I would have known. Maybe I wasn't even ready for that moment. I won't even call it a level of second guessing that I didn't do what should have been done, because part of me protected myself. What if the guy wanted to laugh and, just completely ignore or disregard? And maybe it would have been hurtful to me. If we're just trying sobriety, and you never know how emotional you could get over something if you feel like you did something stupid. Where has that led us in the past? Oh, I regret that. Oh, that didn't work out. I'm so embarrassed. I feel guilty. And, maybe if it's somebody that I got along with, maybe I feel like now how will I get along with this guy? I did the wrong thing, and I deemed that I wasn't ready to play any part in helping somebody else because I had just started myself. So I've always played that game back and forth. Like, was I selfish? Could there have been something done? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But the man that I'm paying tribute to, that was his son. And I don't want to hurt anybody in that family that I'm talking about this. But the reason why I'm telling you about a meaningful man in my life is because he knows what it's like to lose somebody due to this cunning and baffling and powerful sickness. And I have a feeling that over the years, he and my parents had discussions about me and his son. And probably he knows more about me than I could probably try to spell out. Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm getting personal tonight. I'm talking about a man whose health is failing. I want him to see this, and I want him to know that he has played a tremendous part once I could figure out the direction I needed to take my life. But I'm very thankful for him being a friend, a teacher, a community leader, a friend of the family, a source of entertainment, always making me laugh. You know, and it's the reason why I turned this into the sobriety right now, tonight. I've told you about a man that didn't suffer exactly the way that you probably were thinking, but his past son did. So he knows all about it. And, you know, I just think back to the time that I was considering speaking man to man to his son. And I opted out. And I guess I plan to be prepared. I think I'm better prepared after years now, but I plan to be prepared. And I don't plan on being the parent when I get older and my kids get into those ages. So that's what I'm trying to learn from him. I'm trying to learn from my parents. That this is wicked, man. And I do want to say that I'm sorry that he and his wife and his daughters and his other son have had to go through this. Again, I did this without their permission, and I'm confident it's going to be okay. And matter of factly, I don't know how this man will see his little tribute thing and the time that I've spent. I hope they're pleased. I hope they're okay, you know. But this is all about me coming out of drunkenness to begin to think about what parents go through. And I need to do a better job of making those amends with the parents, even though the relationship is great. My parents. The relationship is great. I think it can be better if I developed an avenue for these amends. And I say thank you to him for always rooting for me. And all the times that we shot baskets and played out or horse, a pretty standard shooting game. And I was thinking that I must have been 12, 15, 17 years old, and he must have been probably in his 40s. I never beat him. There is no one time that I was able to defeat him on the basketball court shooting the ball. So, thanks for all the laughter. I pray healing in your body. And I can't wait to see you. I made it this entire recording without leaking a name. And that was quite an effort. And no, there's no regrets. I believe this is for the better of all of us, that I spoke about a parent's struggle, and kids need to recognize at some point what parents are going through, or if you got to the other side, what they went through. And make those corrections, say thanks, say you love them. And the steps to rebuild these relationships need to begin ASAP. And again, this is the Sobriety. Thank you for hanging in there if you did. I told you personal and lengthy. And I just pray that all the right things were said and not too much. But I didn't want to miss the chance to get this off my chest, to be honest with you. So we'll see you sometime soon on the Sobriety. Follow me on Twitter @the Sobriety.